All right, Jenna, you know the Bud list has always been more about motivation and inspiration, right? This has never been more true than with this first guy on the list. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, and that is Lamar Jackson, quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. All right, first of all, he lost his favorite receiver, Hollywood Brown, on draft night, right? Now he's just got Rashad Bateman and a bunch of nondescript pass catchers at the receiver spot, not tight end, he still got that. And so here's the deal. So Lamar now he doesn't have a great receiving core, or a very good receiving core even, and he's coming off the last 2 seasons, forget the injury, where his passing numbers, his touchdowns, his interceptions, and his passer rating have all gotten worse the last 2 years, and his rushing numbers have gotten worse as well. And with all of that, Lamar still has yet to sign his lucrative long-term contract extension that the Ravens seem to be begging to give him. So I really am trying to motivate Lamar. Go sign the contract, Lamar. You might have your worst season in the last 3 years coming up. And then maybe that extension isn't there. They're ready to give it to you. Go ahead and get it. This is most motivation I've ever wanted to kick on the Bud list. All right, at number 4, Luka Doncic. Now look, Luka's averaging 40, 8.5 rebounds, 7.5 assists on 55% shooting and 43% from 3 in this series. So you say, how in the world is he on the Bud list? And I agree with you. Look, Luka Doncic, the large adult Slovenian son of one Nick Wright, is only on the Bud list because of his short American dad. Period. He's only on here because of Nick. Nobody would be killing Luka. Nobody would be like, oh, Luka's overrated. If it weren't for Nick Wright, Nick and his custom of just prematurely crowning and anointing people has gone too far, and it's killing Luka. He said he's an all-time great playoff
Sins of the Father?
Oh, he's leading Dallas to the finals. Nick, just let it go. You're LeVar Ball on steroids, all right? I mean, so that's why Luka, just give me a win. That's it. I said 5. That's it. Just one win in this series, and you'll be off the Bud list. But your dad, my goodness, it's ridiculous. All right, let's move on. Number 3, James Harden. He could be higher, but we just talked about him, so I'm giving him a little break. But here's the deal. He's not showing up, period. We all talked about it. And guys, Miami is a good team, let's face it, but they're not world beaters. They got their issues. And if Harden was just 80% of the old James Harden, they might be up 2-0 or tied at 1-1. Because Tyrese Maxey is giving you 26 points on 47% shooting, and Tobias Harris is giving you 24 points on 57% shooting. It's James Harden. He hasn't shown up. The other 2 guys have without Embiid, so he is squarely on the Bud list, and he wants this big contract. I don't know who's giving up that coin. All right, at number 2,
nobody.
Nick, Giannis.
Ooh, what?
And he's my man. He's my MVP vote. And here's the deal. The entire world, finally, the entire basketball world, I think, after what the Celtics did to Kevin Durant, I think 90% of the basketball world is ready to crown Giannis as the best player in the world. And then he gets up against the Celtics. He's looking better than Durant did, but, he's struggling a bit. 38% shooting from the floor, 12% from three-point range. Al Horford, old man Al Horford, who'll be 36 next month, has held Giannis to 6 of 22 shooting, 27%, 5 turnovers. Old man Al Horford. So Giannis, I picked Celtics in 7, but I won't be upset if you win because you're my guy. But come on, man, you got to step up. All right, at number 1, we're staying in the association. Draymond Green.
Oh.
Draymond Green, come on down. All right, and look, Draymond isn't on this list because he's averaging 6, 7, and 5 in this series because he's always been much more than his numbers. His numbers never tell the story. All right, he is on the he's on the list, not even because he gave the double bird to the fans of Memphis, okay? He's not even on the list because he ran around the court Antonio Brown style after being ejected in Game 1 against Memphis. Draymond Green is on the Bud list because he's got 2 points, 2 flagrant foul points in this postseason.
Yeah,
that means fair. If he gets one more flagrant 2, he will miss a game. And if you miss a game against Memphis or Phoenix, or if they get to the finals, Milwaukee, Boston, whoever comes out of the East, it is going to cost you. And a big strength of his is his energy, his volatility, him playing on the edge. But it also can be a weakness, so it's hard to see him. Most players, a flagrant 2 wilds, it wouldn't be hard to avoid. With Draymond, it will be. And so it's already arguably cost them 1 finals in 2016. Could he end up doing that again? That's why Draymond's on the Bud list.
Good list.
Wow.
All right, solid list. I have one addition, Broussard, and it's someone near and dear to my heart. But every once in a while, you see this in Hollywood, where a publicist drops their celebrity client because they're just like, I don't know what to do. And Patrick Beverley, I have tried my best to be your pro bono publicist. But man, you got to meet me halfway. We got eliminated. We sat down at the Four Seasons. We had a nice lunch, and we were like, all right, let's just lay low. Let's focus on your defense. Let's start getting the Mr. 94 feet merch up. And then yesterday he sent this tweet out. It said, at least oh boy, 47-piece. Didn't happen in our series, just saying. So this was ill-advised and unwise, because what did happen in the series, and it pains me to go through it, was 2 25-point losses, a lead that were squandered, a 13-point lead in Game 5, and then in the closeout game, you and I, Pat, we're up 10 going in the 4th and lost that. And with dominating the series, even though the points weren't as high as they are now, and also setting the record for gritties done on the Wolves logo in one series. So overall, Pat, I'm still there for you. But let's just take the tweeting down a little bit. Relax. We're on vacation now. Let's not be so much in the forefront of the media. Let's just fall back a little bit. Get ready for next year. So I'm putting them on the Bud list.
Here's the problem, though. And I know this is Brew's list, so Brew typically is the one that gets to respond to Wilds, but I'm gonna take that liberty just for a moment, and it'll make sense. The problem, Wilds, is if you're gonna put Patrick Beverley on there, you know whose face should be right there with him? Yours. You know why? Because you are a huge part of the reason he sent that tweet. You are a huge part of the reason he was doing a too small celebration. Because you are one of the many media charlatans that led him to buy into his hype, that led him to believe he was more than he actually is, that led him to believe he is a leader of a great team as opposed to just the only veteran on a mediocre team. So you have culpability. And so what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as the old nursery rhyme says. As do I. So I'm putting myself on the Bud list. Because I did raise Luka to have an edge to him. However, son, if you're watching, we don't need you screaming at fans. We don't need you mean-mugging. Take this off. Not this. This is not a time for nostalgia and reminiscing about our life growing up. This is a time for me to talk to Luka. He knows the great memories we've had together. However, Chris Paul is not the guy that you want to give extra motivation to. And right now, you're not in a position where you need to be doing these things. And Brew, you attacking him is unnecessary. It is my fault. It is a sins of the father situation, Brew. So I'm putting myself on the Bud list.
Fair.
You are on the list. That's a great addition, Nick, and you started off talking about Luka, don't do this, don't do that, it's not Luka.
Yeah.
It's you. I can live with Luka mean mugging and flexing and even in a losing game. I can live with that. It's you, Nick. You all that credit or discredit you get on Luka. That's why he's in the crosshairs right now. All right, and
Sins of the father, Brew.
Yeah, I'll give you credit for accepting it. Here's the issue with Pat Bev. The team takes on the personality of its leader. And Pat Bev is that leader of that team. And so you saw it during the Memphis series. At times gritty, intense, in your face, and playing in a way with so much energy that they had the Grizzlies off guard. And they had the Grizzlies off balance and could beat them. But then comes the silliness, the foolishness, the extracurricular mess you don't need. And that is what cost them the series. So maybe they need to bring in a veteran who can be the leader of the team instead of Pat Bev. Keep Pat Bev because I think he's valuable there. But you need somebody that can tone him down and be the big brother to Pat Bev's, irresponsible young brother. No, not him. No.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.